Oh, you guys are just-
It's about to.
Well, 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 well.
Yeah, the streaming has started.
Okay. So, hello everyone. So tonight we have the honor to listen to Beyond. Oh, Charlie is here.
Yeah.
Listen to Beyond, who will present the Simple Path to Wealth uh, by J.L. Collins. So, without further ado, Beyond, you can start your presentation.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead and share.
Was I missing in action? Because you said, oh, Charlie is here. I heard your voice before. I heard my name too, but I didn't know why my name was referred because I was on the phone.
Well, because Steve is supposed to present and he sent a message that he won't be able to connect.
Okay.
So, I mean, supposed to
The
introduce
MC.
Beyond.
Oh, I see.
So, and we
Okay.
were like, who is next after
Next.
Steve? And it was you.
Okay.
And you were not connected.
Gotcha.
So I went
Okay.
ahead and introduced Beyond. So
Perfect.
Beyond, go ahead and start.
Okay, the simple path to wealth, and I'm the presenter. About the author. J.L. Collins is the international best-selling author of The Simple Path to Wealth, Your Roadmap to Financial Independence, and a Rich Free Life. He has been called the godfather of fee in the financial independence community. And the book is based on three main principles: avoiding debt, consistently spend less than you earn, and invest a surplus in low-cost index funds. He promotes a simple, long-term approach that values freedom over complex investment strategies. The pursuit of true money. Collins advises building enough wealth to give you the freedom to walk away from jobs or situations that don't align with your values, and making things simple rather than making things complex. He argues that the financial industry overcomplicates investing to benefit itself through fees. A straightforward strategy is far more effective for building wealth over time and embracing market volatility. He recommends that weathering market downturns and even celebrating them during the accumulation phase, for they allow you to buy more shares at a lower price, and avoiding debt. This was important. Collins views high interest debt as a major barrier to wealth building that must be eliminated post haste. He suggests prioritizing debt repayment before making investments, maximizing savings. Collins recommends aiming for a higher savings rate, even up to 50% for those eager to achieve early financial independence. This speeds up the process of your growing investment portfolio and, and cost index funds. Collins advocates a simple, hands off approach by investing in broad based, low cost index funds like Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund or VTSAX. This method offers diversification, low fees, and has historically outperformed most actively managed funds. And the last one, ignoring market timing and stock pricing. He emphasizes that it's nearly impossible to time the market or select winning stocks in a consistent manner. Instead, investors should adapt a long-term outlook and stay the course. We've reached the end.
Thank you. That's it.
As usual.
Thank you, Beyond.
Mhm.
Good job,
Thank you.
Beyond.
Mhm.
As usual, it's your presentation is 5 or less 10 minutes. If you come in late, you miss that.
It
Yeah.
was 3 minutes 45 seconds.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Ooh. But I think if he went through the main points in the book,
Mhm.
and the floor is open for comments and other opinions.
So can I go first?
Yeah.
Disconnected. It's okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna be doing it.
please do.
Yeah. So I would like to thank Beyond for this presentation, the way he usually does, and he will say everything in just a few minutes, and I really, really like and appreciate it. And I wish I would do similar thing. Now, coming to the book is a very simple but powerful book, useful because the thing he say, like Beyonce also in, is to live below your mean, save, but he recommend here like to save like 50%. You know, so if you are willing, you look for that and you do what you can do. But he recommend not 10% like many of the other books will say. So he say 50%, and then to invest in low cost index, not do any gaming, not do any magic.
Timing.
And sometimes the market and anything, just passively invest over time and you will become rich. So um yeah, it's just straightforward, the book, and it's up to us, each of us, to do, to apply some of the things that we learn from the book, because it is the history of his relation with his daughter that make him finally creating a blog, and finally change it and become a book, and many people are following him nowadays. But he recommend VTSAS, but if you listen to some of his interview, he talk about any other like index fund from Vanguard, the VTI view and stuff like that. Again, thank you, Beyond, for the great, very good presentation. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah. Anyone else?
Yes, my quick comment is, as Thomas said, straightforward, and the way Beyond presents this is really nice. He gathered all the information, and right from his first slide, I saw almost the whole book in it by mentioning the three key things: avoid debt, save the most possible, living below whatever you earn, and avoiding to live beyond your means, and then just save and hold. So once he presents it like that, he has given the whole book. And then obviously he went on and then gave example and his key index that he has recommended that people should just use is that Vanguard index fund that I think is the Vanguard 500 that mimic the S&P 500. So by asking to save up to 50% if possible, if you want to go quick to financial independence, save heavily. That is the at the beginning, and then avoid debts and invest and hold. So I really like it the way the boy presented it, and I envy him like Thomas. If we could also do the same and then present that quick and move on, that would be excellent. So thank you very much, Beyond, for that presentation. You've done excellent job, and we have a lot to learn from you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Let me go.
Yes.
please. Yeah, thank you, Beyond. Thank you a lot. But that you always prove to us that first language that they call it mother tongue is it has impact on on any other language that you are speaking. So
Yeah.
definitely is good. Why? Because we are coming from certain environment that talking fast sometimes is not even accepted. Your parent might say, "Oh, why are you talking too fast?
Too
Let
fast.
me," and all this one. So, yeah, we appreciate that, and I envy you guys. You who are still younger. Why? Because you still have time to apply what this book is advising.
Okay.
You still have time, definitely. So I envy you, but it's not. They say that it's better than how is. How do they say? I can't remember now in English, but I know it in French. So don't worry, we can forget about that one. The book so simple that I figure out why no one talk about it.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when you hear those who win lottery, they will start thinking about where to invest. But this guy say, don't even think about anything. Just go for the 3,000 stocks. The whole American businesses that are quoted on the stock market, just go for it. And then you are safe. And the funny thing, because I was doing some research, the funny thing, the SP 500 and the total market, they always mimic each other.
They go to the same direction
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
time.
if you see the other one, maybe it's 12%, the other one will be maybe 12.5%. So definitely going for 500 or the total, I think that to be safe, is better that we go for the total market.
Yeah.
And now we discussed last time about the difference between EFT and index.
Right.
But there are two things that we didn't point it out that he made sure that he pointed out is the fact that the EFT
ETF.
is so why
The
I always say
ETF.
because I have a website. I have a website where you pay the employer's taxes. That is so that's why I always the
Oh,
ETF.
okay. Sorry.
No. It's me who's supposed to say sorry. Uh, the ETF is only sold how could be sold by the third party. If you are buying ETF from Vanguard, you can buy it from any other third party. Like you can buy it from Robinhood, you can buy it from Fidelity,
Morningstar.
you can buy it from Morningstar anywhere. But what they are not telling us is that they are making profit on us.
Yeah.
They are
Mhm.
making profit from the spreads. If they tell you that we can buy it for $10, you know
Mhm.
that they buy it for maybe 9.50,
Yeah.
and that 50 cents they
It
didn't even talk
gone.
about it.
If you buy 10,
They didn't even,
Mhm.
yeah, they
that's
didn't even talk about
$5.
it. So definitely that's one reason why it's better to go for the index. But the index has another issue is the fact that you had to have at least 10,000, it depends, or 3,000 to
3,000.
get
Mhm.
into.
3,000.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it used to have
Minimum
it.
to start.
Yeah, in the book it says 10,000, but I think now they bring it to 3,000. So you had to
Mhm.
have 3,000, and also why do they normally do how sell it at the end of the business? It's because at the end of each business they calculate how where is everyone. So let's
Yeah,
say
Mhm.
good
that
point.
yeah, let's say that we are 10 people buy we buy we buy 1,000 for that fund. So it's 10,000. But at the end of the day, when they do the calculation, it happens that we are now 1,100 per person. So anyone who wants to join now has to pay 1,100, not 1,000 at the beginning. So that's why they don't do it on the during the market time, but when the market is closed, and they do that. So that's those small things that sometimes they are tricking us, but you never know if you don't go and check whether chicken has ears. Yeah, you never know. It's so tricky. So
Yeah.
all this one make me think that they are grudging us, they are stealing from us, but they don't want to let us know. Unless you read these kind of books, that make it easier. When you win money, it's no longer say, oh, let me invest in my friend's business, or let me invest in real estate. No, you can put everything there and just finish. And now, I don't know if you guys realize what he was saying toward the end when he said that everyone can be how everyone can be scammed.
Yeah.
Everyone can be scammed. And
Okay.
when he was saying about something, I don't know if I want to repeat it here so that everyone knows.
Okay.
And I even put it in Excel before we start this this. It was they start if they are planning to steal someone in 6 months or in 9 months, but now they start and put maybe they send an email to 2,000 people and another 2,000 people. And in that, they say, oh, the market will be bullish. And in another 2,000, they'll say, oh, the market will be bearish. So when they predict that in 2 months' time, they just wait. If the market is bullish, they say, okay, forget about those that I predict bearish. Just forget about them. So now he take the 2,000. And between the 2,000, he divided into two and say, oh, the market will be bullish and the market will be. Until he gets to the end, he might have maybe 50 people. And those 50 people, everything will be correct. Everything, what he predict will be correct. And those people, he will invite them that, oh, let's come to the Sheraton or Hilton Hotel, and I'll take care of everyone because I'm well off or I'm doing good. Just come. And when you come, he will predict to you that, oh, have you seen since 9 months I was predicting because I have a good software, I have this one, I have that one. Before you can get to that club, you have to pay 100,000. Even though that is BS, there's nothing there. It's
Yeah.
just
You
an
know
air.
nothing.
Oh my goodness. If you see
Yeah.
people just run away.
That's why just don't believe nobody.
No,
Nobody can predict the market.
yes. And also that make me know, like compared to the friend's wife, the friend who passed away, but the wife say, oh, no one can scam me. I say she doesn't understand what is going on. Me, anytime that I receive a call, immediately I know, oh, he's coming to scam me. So I'll be on my edge, waiting for you to scam me. So I'm already prepared mentally to defend myself. So
Mm-hmm.
it's what we have to do all the time. And this book, I think that the title is correct. Simple to the wealth.
Yeah.
Simple path to the wealth. That's true. That's totally true. And the last part I want to say before I yield the floor is the charity business that they do. Those who are wealthy, they are using the charity to achieve what they want to achieve. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are supposed to pay 10 millions as your tax payment,
Practice.
as taxes, and then you go to them, to Vanguard or Fidelity, all these, company has the system to do it for you, and you say, "Oh, let's open Thomas a charity foundation, something like that," and immediately you take all the 10,000, put it into that account, and you are still controlling, but immediately you go to the tax IRS say that, "Oh, I contribute 10 millions to this year," and that way
Mhm.
you are not paying, you are paying zero. Now this 10,000, if you give to Uncle Sam, you can no longer control it. But
Right.
now it's somewhere that you can control, and you can even get favor from it. Because if you go and contribute 1 million into a charity, and then your son want to go and look for a job in that same charity, are they not going to give you that job?
Yes.
Yes,
Anyone that you
Maybe,
recommend, anyone
yeah,
yes.
that you recommend.
Anyone, anyone you recommend, but now
they
it
do it
comes
for
to your
Harvard,
son.
right?
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah,
way
that
you
will
they're
get
be
to
doing for
Harvard.
Harvard. That is that's exactly what goes on over there.
yes. So definitely, it's better for us if we can do that. Is
Hmm.
another way to not pay taxes.
Hmm.
And on that, I yield the floor, and I'm very, very happy to read the book. I got it for a while. I don't know if I was the one who proposed it, but I got it for a while, and I thought that I read it, but now it seems like it's fresh in my memory, and I thank the person who suggested. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thomas suggested the book because he made us
Uh,
read it about a month ago, a month or so ago. I'm not sure
yeah,
if the boys read it, but
yeah,
I'm like, after I read it, I'm like, we have to read it in the book club. We
yeah.
have to.
I think I came across to to this book for
Yeah.
a while now, but sometimes the group is forcing us to really read, because
Hmm.
Yes.
before, when you are reading for your own pleasure, sometimes you don't
Yeah.
retain
A little
all, but
bit.
now you read it, and you want to convince, not convince, but to share your idea as well with other members.
Hmm.
Is make you as, because they say the best way to learn is to teach.
That's true.
Yes.
That is
Hmm.
true. And yeah, and thank you so much. We just learned a lot from you again, Arun. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing all these tips. So let's move to the next person who wants to chips in. Giovannia and Sherelle.
Okay, I guess I'll speak real quick.
Hmm.
Thank you, Beyond, for the presentation. It was quick, straight to the point. Um, I guess the next question that I have, because for the average, I think this advice applies purely to the average person, right? Where it's like, okay, you invest purely in a S&P 500, right? And at a certain point, there's this idea where it's like, okay, you do need to diversify, right? Because even if you are well diversified in stocks, right? There's what is the idea I want to talk about? It's like you don't want to rely purely on the stock market, right? Historically, you would go to bonds for stability. However, that's hasn't been the case as of lately. But I guess the question I have then is maybe we should like think about what options do we have for us that are beyond index funds. That's I guess that's the question I have. Does anyone know any options that are beyond index funds that we can
Yeah,
invest in long term?
yeah,
That yeah.
yeah. I think Nasif and I can say, and Charlie also can say a lot. I prefer the audio. Sometimes you have
Okay.
to do something different. So,
Mm.
um,
Sometimes you have to do something different.
yeah,
We
if you
love to
just
see
want
your
it on
face, though.
video, I
That
think the
that
audio also is
that teaches
okay.
better when we look at your face.
That's that is a reflex. That's what we used to do. Not
Hmm.
Okay.
today.
Yeah. So, read the title of the book. He said the simple path.
Yeah.
He didn't say the only path. It means we have other path to wealth. But the one he's offering us here is just do like basic stuff, gain income,
Avoid that.
avoid debt, limit expense, and invest in index fund. If you don't want to invest in index fund, you can go to mutual fund, right? You have
That's why we say mutual fund is not
no,
good.
no. Now I'm moving from the book
Okay.
Mhm.
because the book said the same path is just to do index. You don't need to learn. You don't need to know too much. Just keep doing it, and then historically, the index has better return. Most of the people who are doing day trading and active stuff, maybe 2 to 3% of them really make it. And they don't make it year after year. They might make it one year, but the other year they will fail, right?
Book said that.
Okay. So, but if you don't want to do index fund, you can decide I want to buy gold, right? That's another path. Or you can decide to invest heavily on government bond, federal bond, but that is not that much. The rate of return is very, very low, but it's safer,
Stable,
it's
yeah.
stable, right? So you can buy silver, you can buy other stuff, and nowadays crazy people do Bitcoin, just speculation in the air, right? It can go up, it can come down. So um maybe before we start going far away trying to do all of the other and stuff, at least let's start the index fund because historically, the if you take the S&P 500 Standard and Poor, even if it's like Vanguard from Fidelity, all of the other group, you have a return around 11, between 10 and 14. And if you remove inflation 2% from it, you might have 8 to 9 with yourself. And that's solid enough. But now, me just talking, if I have enough an index fund and then I want to risk, right? You want to risk, you can like if you hear about a new IPO, like but if I had to talk about it last time, you hear a new company coming to the market and you want to gamble, you put a lot of money in. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, you count your loss. So those are also avenue. Myself, I followed many IPO, but I never jump on board until now. I might do it in the future. So you have information that if you don't want to do like single stock, you can do the REIT to invest in real estate through the stock market. And you have some REIT that are focused on maybe leasing building for hospital. Some other are in hotel. You have some REIT who are specialized in hotel and they own the hotel and they might rent it to Wyndham, to Trump organization. And you see the other name on it, but they're the one who own. And by law, they have to distribute, I think, up to 80% of the benefit to the owner of the RIT. So we have other possibility. But again, the guy is telling us the simple one, if you don't have time to learn too much and be active trader to do all so many stuff, but at the end, he's saying also most of the, like I said before, most of the trader that we pay, they don't make it. The results are not that better than the index fund. So I'll stop there.
Okay. Sherelle,
Maybe
well,
Charlie,
No,
okay.
that
Matthew.
was
And Nasif, yeah,
Mhm.
can
Yes,
answer.
he said it all. I think Fred Thomas has covered almost everything that I could have said myself. The, if I could add a few things, would be when he said you may jump into an IPO or you may invest in real estate, directly real estate or indirectly. For example, sometimes it's good to do it in the industry that you know.
Yeah.
and that gives you some kind of confidence. You have an idea of it. And another thing that I wanted to add is being young, like Shirel, because he said it clearly. This is the simplest way to do it. You don't have to think. You will not make it big. You will not lose. You will be in the average and you will, at the end, win. But when you are young, yes, you could do this halfway, and then some crazy ideas in which you are involved yourself somehow and you believe in, why not? You can take a gamble, try something, and the higher the risk, the higher the result or the reward. Sometimes, not always, but most of the time. So yes, all what Fred Thomas said is part of it. But if you want to keep it simple, go with index. If you want to do a little next to simple, yes, index, and you could put the rest of the money, like 20% or 30% in bond or gold or silver, and wait for the bubble to burst.
Right.
It will go down completely. You have the cash in your bond or gold or whatsoever. Then you use and dump into your index while you continue saving again into bond. You can do things like that that are simple strategy. When you leave it in bond or government, treasury, you know, eh, eh, the probability that the money fluctuates is very less. You still win, but the win is also very it's not that much. However, if you wait till any bubble burst or bear markets happen in the index where index loses, a quarter of its value, third of its value, sometimes half of its values, your cash at that time is very, very, very important. Like what happened during the COVID, where almost Facebook, most index with let's not go into the direct stock. Most index were almost up to 50% low. Whichever cash you have still has its value, and you could at that time strategically you won't know exactly when it hit the bottom, but when it starts going back up constantly, then you can return your cash into those indexes, which is also a very simple and good strategy to to take advantage of bear markets and then ride back up with them. But you cannot invest into index and then see it coming down and jump out of it. No, you could have money on the side in bond, in gold, in silver, or in government treasury, and so on. And but it has to be cash or close to cash, so that whenever the wave is going back up, because even last time that Trump started all these kind of tariff and so on, I remember. Was it Steve or other people were concerned? Oh, with what is
Yeah,
going
all
on,
money,
yeah,
the little money is going down.
going down. We said don't look at it. But eventually, when the dust settle, if eventually with all this up and down, then in this case it wasn't that crazy. But during the COVID, it was crazy. During other bubble bursts, it was crazy. Then when it is coming back, you dump your cash back into it. There are so many things you could do. Yes, and then I think it is worth trying other things on the side, you know, without going only in. But the simplest, sure one is index, and you won't miss it.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Mhm.
All right. Freya Arun, you want to say something to Shirel?
Okay.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Yes, I quantity.
I think Aaron is not there. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
only
will.
Giovanni.
Oh, he's coming. We
Ah,
can hear
Okay,
you
he's
at
back.
home.
Maybe Giovanni.
No, we cannot hear you, Irene. I mean, okay.
No, no, we still couldn't hear. Nothing.
No.
Okay, maybe Giovanni may chip in for now while he's trying to fix the glitch.
Okay.
hi everyone, and
Hello.
and thank you Beyond for your presentation. At the moment, I don't have any question because I'm trying to learn more about VTSA inks and understand it better because it's all new. So I try to learn more, and after I can ask my question. So
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. That is that's good. Um, I will go ahead and ship in quickly. For me, I learned a lot from this book, and my takeaway is avoid debt. That's the main thing. Avoid debt. Like I won't say I can have good debt. Thomas is dealing with that one. But for me, I try to avoid debts, and I use my credit card. I use it every month. I pay it off. I get those cash back. I accumulate and I use it again. So I use my credit card for sure, and I avoid debt, right? So he said to invest. One thing I love, and I'm taking away from this book is the FU money, right? Get your FU money. So the FU money is that money that allows you to get away from bad situation, right? Situations that compromises your value. So for me, I'm investing my saving in the stock market right now, right? So, but I don't have raining farm. So to be able to get away from those for those situation, I need a raining farm. So I'm like, how will I get away from those bad situations without selling my assets or my stock from the stock market? I don't know. So that's one wake up call for me after I read this book. I'm like, I needed to have money in the raining farm. So I start saving. So instead of putting all my saving in the stock market, I put a little bit aside, and I still put it on the money market, but it's available for me to pull anytime I need it, right? So that's one thing he said to do. Now he talked about financial independence, and some people would add the retire early. And he's saying in this book, financial independence doesn't mean you have to retire early, but you have that financial independence. So I tell myself, what can I do to get that financial independence? Right. And the road is still far. I'm like, why I didn't get this book earlier in life and spend money buy stuff that I really didn't need, right? I could save those money and then work toward my financial independence. So this book made me stop and sit and get a pen and book and start calculating how much do I need to get that financial independence. Is that money in the stock market that I could get 4% off and survive for the year? And I don't have it. So the road is still long, but I'm so happy that I read this book. That's opening my eye on how I can get to that financial independence. Right? Thomas always said we need to travel. And I say, if we travel, how are we going to pay for the mortgage? How are we going to survive? Where is the money if we don't work? And he's like, oh, we already have that money. I'm like, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the money. So then with this book, I know where I'm going and to get that money that I need. So every one of us should sit down and do that calculation so we don't work our entire life. We can stop and say, now I'm retiring. We can retire at 50, we can retire at 60 or before, right? So get that pen and pencil and do that calculation. So get your FI, get your FU money. And at one point, he says, as you age, switch your investments to bond to reduce volatility. So, when we reach that age of retirement and we are not getting income, we are not investing, and the market starts fluctuating, that's when a lot of people get hurt as well. So he's saying switch your he switch your investment to bond so you reduce that volatility. So that's the thing I got from this book. I have a lot, but yeah, I'm just gonna stop there and share what I. And before I stop, I want to say thank you to Beyond for the great presentation. As always, it's straight to the point, and I love it. Thank you so much, Beyond.
Wow, this
Thank
is
you.
a lot. It's not just. It's a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank, thank,
thank
thank
you.
you.
I read this book probably 10 times.
Oh yeah, we
That's
can
good.
see.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. Uh, can you hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, can
Okay.
hear you
Okay.
perfectly.
I removed the Bluetooth and so I was saying that thank you, Fred Thomas. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Sister Colomb for their input. And I will ask Fred Thomas that next time to say read instead of trying to pronounce it because at the beginning I was lost,
Mhm.
but I know that they normally say
Okay.
read, so that
Thank
is
you.
going to be.
Yeah.
And to come back to Shirel about his question, is there any other path? Is there any? And I will say to you, why not go for the simplest? Because he said when you want to combat in the street, ask yourself whether you are the Bruce Lee. When you want to choose the best stock, ask yourself whether you are Warren Buffett. So why not go for the simplest? But we know that human being, we want sometimes something complicated to show that, oh, we are smarter than anyone else. In that way, you can put 90% of your money into the to the total money market, no, total market of index, and then take 10% and start playing. If you feel like is you need to play, if you need to do that. But what I could advise you is not to do that. Why? Because let's pretend that we are having this discussion in year 1999
And we know that in year 1999, a lot of company were on the market and they called themselves .com. If you count those company today, they are no longer part of the 500 best company of America. So why not leave that headache to the manager of those indices so that you just buy one and forget about it. So when the company is falling down, they are bringing new in, and you don't even know. You don't even know. And sometimes it saves you taxes as well, because the taxes
Mhm.
is no longer your headache, but is their headache because you never change the index, but they are changing the composition of the index. So I will say that definitely is good to leave it in index. But if you want to play, as we know, I mean, a lot of people always come to Vegas to try their luck because they think that they'll win, but they have a advertisement going on in Vegas saying that, oh, you just lose $10. Thank you for your contribution to the school district. So they know
Oh
what
my
they are
gosh.
doing. Yeah, because we don't pay taxes. Is when you lose in those circumstances that we are getting money for our school. So
Oh
definitely they know
really?
what. Yeah, we don't pay taxes. We don't. I mean, it's like a Texas as well. You don't pay
Mhm.
income
Good thing
tax.
Thomas said would not that.
So yeah, definitely is something
To
like that.
Vegas, but we never play.
So another thing that Sister Colombo was saying, whether where she can get money, it's not a big deal though, because when you have a lot into your indexes, there are certain bank that can loan you money against that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's say that you have 1 million and you have something to do with $200, two hundred
Yeah.
thousand, should I say, 200,000. You go to the bank and they will loan you money. And it's the
Okay.
practice of the billionaire is what they do. They don't sell their stocks because as soon as you sell your stock, you have to
You lose
pay.
money.
You
No,
pay
pay
tax. No losing
taxes.
money. Uncle Sam will be there and say,
You
okay,
pay
I was
taxes.
waiting till this day. Please give me my share.
What's this thing?
But you don't pay Yeah, tax on the loan.
You
So you
don't pay
take but you the
tax on
don't
the
pay
loan.
taxes on the loan.
Okay.
Let's say that
On the stock market too. So you can use the money from
the
your
loan,
share to pay the
No,
bank.
you
No.
do it as a collateral. Okay, let's go slowly. You
Uh-huh.
have
Maybe when I still
one,
finish, I will tell the story.
yeah, you have 1 million in a stock.
Yes.
You need to buy a house to your granddaughter for 200,000. And you say,
Yes.
oh, I don't want to go to the mortgage loan because it's going to be too expensive for me. And you go to the bank. If you go to Fidelity or Vanguard, then most of the time they have a third party bank that they are working with. They are not allowed to issue the loan for you. They have third party, let's say that is a Bank of America. So they will
Okay.
send you to Bank of America, and the Bank of America, knowing that you have 1 million waiting there, they say, oh, I don't have anything to lose. I can give you for 2%. Even though that
Oh,
the market, the mortgage market might be maybe 6%, but they'll say, oh, if this one is 2%. So now you are getting 2%, and you take that 200,000 and go and pay your mortgage. And when you
mhm.
come back, imagine that the market is good, doing good, and you are
Yeah.
getting 12%. It means that it's free money here.
That
Because
is
even with that, you are still making 10,000 or 10% on top of it.
that is true.
So that's what these people, these billionaires are doing. And we are insulting them, thinking that they were doing something extra. We don't want to learn how to
Learn.
play the game.
Okay. We are on the
It's
game
a
now.
game. Yeah, we are definitely. So that's very important. And don't forget, he gave one example at the last time, our last page of his book, saying that a guy was happy because his grandma was putting a seed money into his investment.
Mm-hmm.
So we all had to promise to ourselves here that when we finish doing it for our kids, we had to think about our grandchildren so that we start that process with them very, very early, and they will be far, far, far better off than us. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Nasir?
That's good. It's really good.
Thomas, you wanted to say
No, just
something?
to, yeah, like the the guy from Meta, Facebook, Zuckerberg, when he went to buy his house, he didn't take the mortgage that way, right? He went to the bank and he took a loan against his position on the stock market, and they gave him 2%. Like he took, I think, 12 million at 2%, and he explained it clearly why he took sell 12 million value and pay the tax to the IRS and just put the money sitting down on the house and get to sleep in. He just lost that way. So that's why he went to the bank and they gave him the loan against his position on the market over there. And all he has to do is to pay the mortgage and the enter whatever to take
It's paying
appreciation
back
from
into
his
his
position
own.
to
Mm,
pay the mortgage here. And he get a better interest than most of the people who work hard and do everything right and who are behind. So that's Zuckerberg. Now,
De l'argent.
2 weeks ago, we were reading also on finance, right? I think I'm share
mhm.
millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, like I say, if we are reading and we're not doing, we are wasting time.
Mhm,
So I went to Bank of America Merrill Lynch to create account. I think I talked about last time, but I didn't
mm,
say data aspect to create a brokerage so I can invest the HSA money that we have part of it on the market, right?
mhm,
And the remaining like 20, 15 to 20% will remain in the account in case we go to
Doctor.
hospital doctor to cover our bill.
mm,
That's my goal. But they asked me if I want to put money in right away. I said no, because my goal was to use the HSA only to not miss anything wrong, do wrong. But when I finished to set up the account, they came back and they offered me 40,000 that they're gonna give me to start trading.
No.
And they did it like 3 times before I closed the browser. They offered me, they say if I want active manager, I refuse all of that, self-manager, all of that. It has a name. They say margin, they call it
mhm.
something.
Margin.
They call
Mhm,
it, they propose that I have these two options. And I say no, I keep saying no, but they offer me for 40,000 that I can start trading. And then they will decide whatever later that I say, okay, I don't have 40,000 in Bank of America. Why they taking
That
that
risk.
bet or that risk on me? But I mean, I have something else that they know, maybe that I'm not correctly aware of.
They know that you have money in Venga that they can get. So
Maybe it can be a fine print somewhere there. I was saying I don't know all of the things.
mhm,
But long story short, I didn't do it. But just to
mhm,
say there are options out there
mhm,
if they know you have a position, maybe Vanguard or maybe another company, Fidelity, who knows about our 401k is selling because everything is just data. And maybe someone's Bank of America has bought something from me and I don't
mhm,
know, right? And but just to continue with the same thing is we need to read and we need to do or we need to try. But don't try too risky, but if you want to try, like Charlie said, maybe, or Nasir said, maybe 90% in safe zone and 10% to try around to see maybe you will make it, or maybe you won't make it, but at least you don't throw everything out in trying, right? The thing that work for decade and everyone know their work are the total market or international market of 5 US 500 Standard and Poor. Those everyone know their work. When Trump says something wrong, it drop. All you have to do is to not do anything. If you have money in reserve, go and buy more. Maybe you have 10,000 and you see it drop. Don't throw all of the 10,000 in. Maybe split it. Maybe you buy 2,000 because nobody know when is the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when it start climbing that we know it reached the bottom. And sometimes it's a month or 2 months after that, all of the people on Wall Street and CNBC can tell you the market is back. Nobody will tell you when it reached the bottom. So you might have 10,000, you buy 2,000. If it drop again, at some point you buy more 2,000 and you split it so you don't throw 10,000 in and it's continue dropping, right?
Mm.
And you play around that. So Shirel, my advice to you, uh, Shupi and beyond, is I'm so happy you guys are younger and you can play with a lot of stuff that many of people your age are not exposed to. And this book club will be one of the best gifts you got, and take advantage. By the time you guys reach like 40, 42, you should already be millionaire.
And you could retire
And
early.
not retire. That's where I want to come to for come talk about that. The fire movement, financial independence is a very, very old word. It's not nowadays word, right? But is how to buy freedom, you know? You don't because sometimes when you are work, even if they do something, some stuff happen, you cannot raise your voice. You cannot express yourself. You don't have that freedom because you depend on that job. You're selling your time for the money. But when you know that, and like, if you're not doing that work, all of your bill will be covered. You have that freedom. That freedom is what we are talking about here. So
You money.
yeah. So when you have that money, it doesn't mean you stop working, but it means you have more possibility. You can try stuff that some people cannot try, right? You have a new baby in the family, you can say, okay, I take 2 years, stay home and care about the baby because the bill is not an issue anymore. And when you're home, your brain can work better. You can do some other stuff. You can find some other opportunity than when you go to work
Every day.
every day. You get up at 7 or 6, take a shower. By the time you come home, it's 4, you're already tired. What can you do for yourself? But as soon as you have that possibility that you're not working for anyone and you own yourself and you know eating, housing, care, no, those are issues, then you are free. And that's what we're looking for, financial independence. Retirement early is kind of question mark. Most of the people who talk about retirement early, they start some other project. They're doing some other thing, maybe investing or maybe building house or selling or teaching. They have some other stuff. Because if you get financial independence and you just sit down home and you're not doing anything, you'll get sick, right? You might travel, open a blog, or you might write a book. Like the people here in Brazil Book Club, we decided to write a book, but we never wrote it because we are selling our time. If we were not selling our time, we should have time and say, hey, in 1 week, this needs to be done. In 2 weeks, by the end of November, we'll publish. So I stop there just to open the gate.
Okay,
Thank you very
Shirley,
much.
do you have any more
Thank you.
question?
Thank you, Lo.
No, I'm gonna. I have something I need to address, so I'll step out for the night. I hope everyone has a good night.
Okay,
Okay.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sure,
Lo.
we'll call you back later, okay?
Hmm.
All
All
right.
right. So let me quickly go over a few points that I wrote it down here. And I want to come back to the loan that we are talking about, tax and loan for
Yeah.
the. Imagine that you are in New York or California, and usually I just put it as 50%. 50%, why? Because the federal government is almost 35%, and the state uh, tax
Income.
is 15%. So when I add both together, I just round it to 50%. So imagine that you are in one of those states and you want to sell your stock to buy 200,000 house, 200,000 house worth of house. If you go to the route of selling, you need to sell for 400,000.
Yeah, because
You
they're gonna
need
take 50%.
yeah,
Yeah.
you take 50%. It's not, I mean, there's a way to bring it down, but just make it as simple. Say that it's 50%, and you had to sell for 400,000. And at that moment, the government take 50%, and you are still 200.
200,000.
But if you go to the route of loaning, go and borrow money, you are borrowing for only 200,000 at good interest.